Okay, good evening everyone. This is Medis24. Once again, I will be streaming Worlds Collide. Looks like there's a lot of activity tonight. A lot of streamers playing Worlds Collide tonight. There was a big match earlier. I haven't looked through the Discord to see what was going on yet. I was hanging out with some friends of mine, playing some Dungeons and Dragons earlier, so that was a lot of fun. But I think I'm going to wrap my night up with the Seed. So, I am playing tonight a Coliseum Seed. Coliseum is a tournament that is still ongoing. It's in the closing stages now. I did not participate in the Coliseum tournament. It started before I got interested in paying attention to what was going on in the community. But what I will say about the Coliseum, even if you are not participating in the tournament, is the seeds they have prepped for it are extremely enjoyable to play. I have had a lot of fun with the seeds. So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be playing a Strago's Rod seed. I've picked Strago's Rod as the seed to play because I do find it to be an easier seed. And if you've seen any of my Worlds Collide streams lately, I've noticed that I've posted some pretty terrible times. I've been going post 2 hours in most of my runs, and I'm hoping that with this run I'll be under 2 hours. If I go over my time limit, I'm not going to stop. I am going to play the seed to completion, but the goal here is to kind of have a palate cleansing seed that will make me feel better about some of the times I'm posting. So I picked Strago's Rod for a couple reasons, and I want to go down to these objectives here. At the start of the game, I will receive plus 10 magic power on every character. That includes Strago, who I will start the game with. Strago will start with his vanilla command, which is Lore. If I do the Fanatic's Tower and Ebbet's Rock, I will unlock every single lore in the game. So right out of the gate, I already have plus 10 magic power, and if I complete these two checks, I learn every lore in the game. So I can leverage that magic power with Strago to have extremely powerful lores throughout the run. Now, if I win a Coliseum match, I get a set of breakable rods. That is crucial towards a fast start in Worlds Collide because those breakable rods will be my offense that I can use to defeat bosses with. I've played several Strago's Rod runs already, and I was averaging around an hour and a half. I think I took an hour and 50 minutes on one of them. But I have found this particular Coliseum rule set to be extremely quick. Now, this rule set's a little different from the Ultros League seeds I have been running. In order to get to the final boss, I'm going to have to recruit 6 characters and find 9 espers. In order to skip the final dungeon, I have to defeat 12 bosses. This goal right here, this objective, is much easier to complete than the skip objective in an Ultros League seed. This is actually something I could go out of my way to do if I need to. Now, I haven't played this seed before, so I have no idea what kind of starting characters I'm going to get, what kinds of checks I'm going to be doing, none of that. But I do have a basic strategy in mind, knowing that I will for sure have a vanilla Strago with plus 10 magic. We're going to do some initial looting, if at all feasible. We're going to go straight to the Coliseum to get my rods, and ideally, with those rods in hand, Fanatic's Tower and Ebbet's Rocks will be my first checks. I have been doing Ebbet's Rock first in my practice seeds because all that's in there is a boss. And ideally, you'll get an Esper from that check, so you have something to do in Fanatic's Tower. But we're going to see. If I get really lucky, I'll have something like Umaro, and Umaro's going to win Fanatic's Tower for me. Let's get started here. Oh, I'm trying to use the Worlds Collide tracker. If I didn't configure it right, which I don't know if I did, I'm going to end up turning it off and just throwing my scoreboard back up. But I think I have it set up right this time. I know I got it working off camera earlier, so we'll see. But all right, here we go. Okay, so there's my plus 10 magic power. I have Strago, Shadow, and Edgar. Oh, I didn't start my... That's okay because my tracker didn't update, so I'll have to figure out what I'm doing wrong with that later. Here we go. Okay, Strago, Shadow, and Edgar. That's a decent lineup. I'm going to have some good checks there. So let's go. I'm going to switch some stuff around. What commands do I have? Shock. This is General Leo's command from Vanilla. You get to use him very briefly. It hits all enemies. It's an extremely powerful command. That's going to be very helpful. In fact, I don't know if he can use that in the Coliseum, but I believe in this seed we will find out. And Edgar has control. That's a little disappointing because the Strago's Rod Coliseum seed is still on version 1.1. In version 1.1, control functions as it does in vanilla. In version 1.2, they actually improved control, so it's based off your character's stats, which makes it a lot stronger. But unfortunately, that's not the case here, so I'm going to have to play it with these three. Okay. We're going to start by looting in Narsh and see what we get. Now, I'm going to pop over to Returner's hideout after this, unless I just find amazing items here. But once I'm done in Returner's hideout, I'm going to immediately jump to the World of Ruin. And I am not going to leave the World of Ruin for some time because I have quite a few things to do there. I have all of Edgar's checks. I have the Cave on the Veldt from Shadow. And I have the Coliseum and Strago's checks. What I am not going to do is I am not going to do Shadow's free check in the World of Balance. Normally that's a very good check to start with, but I want to keep my scaling down. I do not want to increase scaling until after I have finished the Coliseum. So I'll be skipping that check for the time being. It's probably something I'll have to come back to. I would suspect that I will have to do Floating Continent at some point in this seed. And whenever I come back to the World of Balance to get that done, that is when... Oh, look. There's an offering already. So, from the rule set with the plus 10 magic, you could reasonably conclude that the... You know what? I'm not going to give the Flame Shield to Strago because he's going to be using his lures. But from the Blowfish, that's very helpful in the beginning. That will win fights for me. And he's also got Quasar, which is one of the two best spells. You might think, okay, you have plus 10 magic. There's no reason to do anything except cast spells. And there is a certain logic to that. But if I find decent stat boosts or the right kind of equipment, it is still going to make sense to me to build a physical character. Just for an example, if I find a Valiant Knife to go with that offering, it would be foolish of me to give that up. So there's a good chance, even with all of this extra magic, that I am going to be using some physical offense since I got that early offering. It doesn't look like there's anything too good in these shops, unfortunately. Now, let's see here. See, that's too bad. He doesn't have Throw. If Shadow had Throw, I'd be happy now. I have seen some players, when they find their throwables, they just buy them just in case. I don't like to do that. I mean, I've played seeds where you start with a ton of money, and I guess in that situation that's fine. But I don't... if I'm not going to be able to use it, I don't want to spend resources on it. I don't like to go out of my way to go to towns, so the number of times I visit towns is very limited. What that means is that I have to be careful with my gold, because by the time I get to the point where I have a ton of gold to spend, I probably don't want to go into a town again, because it's just going to waste extra time. Alright. I'm only having... moderate luck with these chests. That 8,000 gold I picked up in that chest, that's going to be helpful because I need to go to South Figaro with Edgar. But we'll see. Tent. More shurikens. The game's trying to tell me something, I think. We're going to buy some items. I can't even afford all the Phoenix Downs I need yet. That's okay. I got my warp stones, so that's key. If you ever are playing this for speed and you don't have warp stones, it's just inevitable that you're going to get thrown into a check where you really are going to wish you had one of those warp stones. So I always try to pick those up if I can find them, especially early on. Alright. So now we're going to move over to World of Ruin. And I am not going to come back to the World of Balance for quite a while, I don't think. I've got a lot of checks I need to do here. A lot of things. Now, with Edgar leading my party, I'm going to get half off all the shops in South Figaro in the World of Ruin. So if I find something good, there's something good, a red jacket. We need to get that equipped immediately. Mirage Vest. Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with that setup. The Mirage Vest actually casts image. I think it's a little underrated. You don't see it used very often. So when I do get to, yeah, that's fine for now. When I do go to the Coliseum, I think I'm gonna send Shadow in there. Again, I don't know if he uses shock. Well, we're gonna find out. If he doesn't use shock, I might need another character. I'm not gonna be too fussed about like trying to win good. Okay, that's good. I'm not going to be too fussed about trying to win good items in the Coliseum. All I care about is winning one match. So if I bet an item and I get an easy enemy, and they... Okay, look at that. That's wonderful. And they just die. That's good. That's all I want. I'm done. I don't know if I'm going to regret trying to afford these or not, but most of this stuff I'm selling is stuff I would never use. When I get to the Coliseum, I'm not gonna have anything to bet. That'll be bad. Well, yeah. All right, we get one. We're going to put it on Shadow for now. He's most likely... Yeah. I got to remember that, though. I played too many seeds where I ended up just having miserable armor. And I got to Kefka, and the problem was he was doing like 1,500 to 2,000 damage per swing. And even though I had 4,000 hit points, he's still dropping my guys in 2 hits. So, whenever I find armor, I always like that. And I am picking up some extra chests. I know I said I wanted to try and get a sub 2-hour time, but at the same time, I am going to treat this kind of casually, so I'm not super worried about I know what I'm doing. About spending extra time. We're just going to see how it goes. Okay. Should I... Those tonics are dirt cheap. Well, I don't... Yeah, that'll do me. I talk about this every time when I stream this game, but my strategy for buying items is just D-pad up once. Get 10 of them. It'll actually be 11 because you start on 1, so if you press D-pad up once, you're going to be at 11. But you're going to find some of these items in chests, so if you buy 11 of them, you're going to end up having 11 to 15. For most of these items, that's enough. I have watched players do things like buy like 50 tonics or whatever, and if you have a lot of gold, and the tonics are dirt cheap, I mean, that's fine. It's not going to negatively impact you. But I don't run into situations that often where I need those. Yeah, when you're at level 3 and you're trying to grind up, you might need to heal after your fight. That's a thing that can happen. But once you get those first 10 levels or so, and you're just cruising along, you're not going to need those tonics anymore. So I don't like to do that. I don't like getting items I don't need when my resources could be spent on something else. Now, having said that, I've watched great players like Falcon Hit buy those tonics, and I don't do it. And obviously Falcon Hit's a much better player than I am, so he probably knows what he's doing. But, whatever. Whatever. Oh, I forgot to equip my Moogle Charm. Well, we're going to get our first test here. That's okay, actually, because Shadow should gain some experience, but I have not increased level scaling. So the end result of that is... Oh, he can't even cast Blowfish. The end result of that is that when I take him into the Coliseum, he's going to be that much stronger. So that's fine. You get into a kind of like a rhythm. Oh, look at that. I actually... But I am going to kill him with shocks, so... You get into a rhythm and you forget to do stuff like equip your Moogle Charms. That's okay. You know, I am tempted to take one more grind fight down here, and I think I'm going to do it. Now, I'll probably run into some horrible enemy that I can't beat as my second fight, but that actually went really, really well. So let's see. If I get another group like that, which I did, this might not be so bad. I'll try and control that thing again. What's his, see, he's got 43 MP now. I don't... See, he's got Blowfish, and that will do 1,000 damage. At these levels, 1,000 damage is going to obliterate anything it touches, including bosses. There. Okay. Wiped out. We're going to pop the Moogle Charm on now. I don't want to get bogged down here with fights. But that does give me 6 levels. So that should be enough to get me going. All right. Oh, good. The gold hairpin. Okay. That's going to reduce the MP of anything I cast. And what's really nice about that is Strago's lures actually cost a lot. Like, they... In vanilla, I never use lure because of the MP cost of the lures. But in this version of the game, you see, I have all... It's only going to cost 14 now. He's got a lot more MP than that. So that's fine. That's great. That might actually even make him Coliseum usable. And again, I haven't done a check yet, so I haven't increased my level scaling. So that's great. I'm going to fly up to Narsh. I'm going to grab my free heal at Narsh. And then we're going to go over to the Coliseum. We're going to try and win that battle to get our rods. Once we have that locked into place, we're going to try and work on Strago's checks. I am feeling okay about Fanatic's Tower. Not great, but okay. I think it's worth a peek. Fanatic's Tower is by far the harder of the two checks, and if I can coast through it while the level scaling is as low as possible, then I have no concerns about Ebbets Rock, and I'm going to be able to max out those lures. I'm going to have Grand Train at level 9. Well, I'll be a little higher level than that. And I've already got my gold hairpin. So I can cast Grand Train to wipe my way through everything else I fight. And that is why Strago's Rod is a very fast seed. Okay, see, yeah, I sold all those good items, and now there's nothing here. We're just going to bet a couple cheap items I don't care about losing, and we're going to see what happens. Okay, Spectre. That's great. This thing sucks. It's an enemy in early on. Or maybe that's Ghost. I don't know. Okay. So he does use shock. That's what I wanted to know. That's great. So that's my Coliseum fight. That's all I had to do. I now have the stack of rods in my inventory, and I can use these rods to defeat the early bosses. Now let's look at my MP here. 53. Strago has 53. I could probably get okay mileage out of these two guys as well, but we're going to break those rods with Strago because he's got the highest MP of the group. Okay, so now we're going to go over to Fanatic's Tower. You will very rarely see this check done first because in the Fanatic's Tower, just like in vanilla, you're restricted to using magic. But that's okay because I have those rods. And with my magic stat got buffed to plus 10, I'm not worried about not being able to beat the boss. Okay, it's going to be an Esper or an item. Now, one thing we are going to do is we are going to skip the dragon. That's unfortunate. It's always nice to fight the dragon when you come here, but I have a limited supply of rods at this point, and I need them to clear this boss, and I will most likely need them to clear whatever's at Ebbett's Rock. But we're going to see. The nice thing about Ebbett's Rock is I'll be able to use my lures when I have Blowfish and Quasar already. So those lures should be able to do decent amount of damage. With the gold hairpin, I can easily cast them a few times. And by the time I've beaten these two bosses, my levels should be so high that it should be very easy from there on out. Then I can just kind of jump between character checks, looking for my additional characters, and working on clearing the game. So at 16 minutes in, I am already thinking about what I can do to clear the game. Okay, so I got a second hero ring. We're going to throw that on Strago. The hero ring does buff magic damage, so it can potentially buff those the rod damage. It's also going to improve his lore damage. Now, really, the worst part about Fanatic's Tower is having to run up it. You know, if you ever try to actually play this legitimately in vanilla, it is quite challenging. You can only cast magic. All of the enemies have reflect, so you have to think about, do I have... Alright, we're gonna boost his magic. No one can use those Zarina gowns. That's too bad. But it is quite challenging. You have to all the enemies can reflect. In the old days in Nintendo Power, what they said to do is they said to throw wall rings on, which, yeah, that does make sense, although you are giving up a relic slot. But what you really need is magic that can pierce reflect, so flare. And when you actually get up to the top and fight Magimaster, when you beat him, he counters with Ultima. And if you don't have life 3, to get past Ultima, you're basically screwed. There are a couple other things you can do, a couple other ways to get past it, but it's very annoying. Alright, Piranhas. This is going to be... okay, he already has Fire 2. You know what's funny about this is... I don't want to use the rods on these guys because they're just going to soak up my resources. This is actually a very bad fight for what I'm trying to do. If I have to take a reset, I put the gold hairpin on Edgar so that he can cast this fire more. I'm not going to have to take a reset. There's the boss. We're going to break a Thunder Rod on him. Oh god, I should have done that with Strago. Oh well. Yeah, see, and that killed him. That killed him in one shot. So, at 19 minutes in, I have already beaten Fanatic's Tower, which is usually considered one of the harder or more annoying checks in Worlds Collide. This is why I really, really like these Coliseum seeds, because they force you to think about doing checks you normally wouldn't do sooner. And we're going to zip over to Ebbets Rock as our next check. All I'm going to have to do in Ebbets Rock is fight one boss. When I beat that one boss, I'm going to unlock every lore in the game. So I'll be able to start casting Grand Train. Now, I have seen some players say, okay, I don't like to cast Grand Train because the casting animation is long on it. I do understand the logic behind that. That does make sense to me. But I think on the whole, getting this spell that's going to just AoE everything to death is going to save me more time than not having it. So I think it's a good call here. And bear with me while I just got to run all the way down every single one of these steps. This is just dreadful. All right, here we go. Oh, I get a something here. Something I get here. I don't know what. Whatever it is, I don't even... Can this only be a character or Esper? I don't know that. I guess if I'll find out, right? Good. So I got my first Esper, so that's fine. I need Espers. Let's see what it does. Now, we're going to put that on him because we do want to bump his MP up. In Strago's Rod, Espers typically only have one spell, if they even have a spell. So what makes that interesting is, yeah, you have all this magic power, but most of your characters are going to have a very limited spell set. That further drives home the usefulness of Strago's lores. Now, when I go in here, and I fight the thing in here, I'm going to be able to use all of my skills. So that problem I just had where I couldn't do anything except throw rods, that's going to go away. We're going to pop a tent just to heal up. I've gained some levels. I want to max out my NP. I have Blowfish and I have Quasar. So for Strago, that ought to deal significant damage. With Edgar, I have Fire 2. And with Shadow, I have Shock. So I should already be in a position where bosses no longer pose a threat to me. And it's just going to improve from there. Okay. This is like Lufia 2 underwater music, if I'm not mistaken. It's been too long since I played through that game all the way. Okay, 3. Our goal is 24 coral. Most of you that will end up watching this know that. 8. What? Nope. Nope. No. I'm not. Yeah. 13. Boy. Math. 14, 15. 20. That's too bad, because I'm pretty sure 22. I was doing this the other night. I think it's on my VOD still. It might be. It might be one of the ones I didn't actually remember to record on Twitch. But I was in this cave after I got my coral. I was in here for 10 minutes hitting switches. Fortunately, I'm not going to have that same kind of luck tonight. It was by far the worst experience I've ever had in this dungeon. Okay. So let's see what we got here. Rex Soul. That's fine. I still have 2 ice rods. Edgar's fire rod is going to do nothing. But let's get these ice rods going. And you can single target them. We're going to drop a... Oh, yeah. See, I did it again. But that's fine. Look, it did 2,800. Now we're going to do it with Strago. I really needed to... If I was going to screw up like that... Oh, good. He's dead. That's good, because he does have powerful attacks, and at low levels, there is the potential for him to kill you. So that's wonderful. Very good. Yeah, look at all that MP I got. He's going to start... He learned his spell. I got a pod bracelet, which will be a useful filler Okay, there's my lores. So I now have Grand Train. I have every lore in the game. Alright, so we're going to save. I'm going to do Shadow's check next, just because it's a quick pop in and out. Regen and Remedy, that's not bad. We're gonna get Edgar. Edgar is second banana when it comes to magic here, because Shadow has Shock, and I'm gonna basically rely on Shock the whole game. But we're gonna zip over to Cavern on the Veldt, do that real quick. I'm not gonna, if it's not a character, I'm still gonna complete the check since I'm here. I'm not desperate for one or the other yet. Although a character would be nice because it would give me more options. Ideally a character that's got some World of Ruin checks, so I don't have to waste my time bouncing back to the World of Balance. But we'll see. I am not going to do the monster in a box. I have my offering. I don't think there's any reason to go for monsters in a box at this point. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get another offering, which I don't care about. Gigantos would be nice for the experience, but I'm going to gain plenty of experience anyway. So Gigantos is by no means something I feel compelled to look for. See, that's like my third Zarina gown, and none of these guys can wear them. I mean, I don't... Oh, good. So it's a Magicite, so that's good. Because I do have to find 9 Magicites, so that's 2 down. Well, 3 down, huh? So that's good. It was worthwhile to come here. We'll transition to Edgar's checks next, because I can chain those checks. And I think that by the time I am done with the boss in Edgar's area, that I will be capable of defeating the dragon in the ruined castle. We're going to find out anyway. So here we go. Fire 2, Grand Train, Shock. That's a lot of damage I'm going to be pouring out, even at this low level. I think that I'm going to have a lot to show for this. Fire 2 only did 600, but considering my levels, that's still quite respectable. So Daddy's down in 3 hits, just like that. I love Strago's seed rod. It's such an easy seed. Say that again. I love Strago's rod. Yeah. So good. Let's see what Esper we get. Hopefully something nice. Zone Seek. Okay. Let's see what Zone Seek has for me. MP plus 10 in Shell. We're going to put it on Shadow just to get him learning magic. We'll have to start playing the Esper Shuttle game. That's okay. While I am here, I am going to loot the items from the floor, and I am going to check the shop. What I am not going to do is I am not going to do Burning House. It is conceivable that my progress will be gated behind Burning House. And if that's the case, it's unfortunate because it means I'm going to do a lot of checks I don't need to do. But I have no interest in doing Burning House. If I can avoid it, it will save me a ton of time. So it is definitely the very last check we will look at. Alright. Mega Elixir there, that's good. That'll come in handy at the end. Nothing good in the shops here. Oh well. Okay. So we are South Figaro bound. Well, Figaro Cave bound. And I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm not too worried about looting anymore. I probably won't loot the cave. I will loot the engine room. It's just too hard to walk past those chests, and there are still items I would like to have. But to be totally honest, if I end up going to Kefka's Tower with Shock, and that's what I'm doing with Shadow, I can live with that. Shock really is a good command. It scales up well. So I think I'll be able to live with that. I would still like to find a weapon that I could put on Edgar so I could make use of that offering. And Edgar does have excellent item choice, so that's a real possibility. I don't know if that's what's going to happen. We'll see. We will see. Okay. Pop in here. And just run down here. You know, I was so busy talking, I didn't even notice what I'm dealing with. It's not a character, though, right? Haha, we will find out, won't we? That's okay. That's what I get for being distracted. It almost doesn't matter what it is because I feel that I have to do this check. So I just gotta blast through it. All right, go down here. Sorry about that spam on my screen. I don't know what's going on with my controller. It's not having any input lag. RetroArch just decided it was gonna spam my controller connecting multiple times. I don't know. All right, whatever. Here we go. Okay. And there wasn't really anything good in there. That does happen. So, right. Okay. Imperial Soldier. So, Esper or item. We'll see. Be nice if it was an Esper, because I'm kind of rolling. But I got to run into a dead check eventually. I can't have that much luck, right? That's unfortunate. Yeah. That's very unfortunate. This is going to slow me down. And he did quite a bit of damage with that attack. We're gonna see what we can do. I don't have much in the way of healing. Yeah. I might have to shuffle my items around. I might have to reload and drop that ice shield on Strago. Wow. See, I don't want to do that because... Well, that's not going to do anything to him. That's just very unfortunate. All right, there's a wipe. So, well, you know, my luck was bound to run out eventually. So I'm going to have a better plan before I go to Magimaster. That check is not going to happen right now. So we're on our way to World of Balance. We will be doing Floating Continent. And before I go to Floating Continent, I'm going to check Shadow's free check. So I'll be able to take Magimaster. That I'm not worried about. But I'm going to need some more items, and I'm going to just need more stuff. Well, there's Gollum, so that's good. Yeah, we'll get some dried meats. So, you know, a lot of times when I'm watching other streamers play, they don't check these dinky little shops. Like, I almost never see anyone check the shop in the Phantom Train. And I have found very good items in that shop, and I found very good items in this shop. And I don't feel like it wastes a lot of time. Like, you're walking right by the shop. You might as well check it the one time just in case. But, again, it's not like my times are impressive. So I'm sure that I'm just doing it wrong. But my personal feeling about it is that it's probably worthwhile to at least see, you know. You're only taking a few seconds out of your time. Maybe less than that. And you might find a really good item. It's certainly, to me, more worthwhile than the people who go out of their way to get chests that inevitably have something useless like a tonic in there, you know. But we'll see. So it's really unfortunate that I wiped in the Figaro engine room, but we know where Magimaster is now, so I don't have to worry about running into him. So that's fine. In fact, I've got Shadow, who's going to be able to AoE all of these guys. I don't have to worry about that. So, we'll just see. I don't have I only have that ice shield. I don't have much in the way of good armor. I know I bought that Genji armor. And see, he's got both the red jacket and the flame shield. That is a mistake. Now, it was Thunder that got him in the end, but if I had divided those two items up, like if I had left that red jacket on Shadow, I might have been able to win that fight, because Shock would have won that fight for me in the damage. But what got me is I had to waste all my turns trying to heal. But I'm not going to go back and fight Magi Master. I'm committed to this now. Most likely I will have to fight Magi Master. I will fight Magi Master before I go to the burning house. We'll see. Okay. These guys suck. But if Shock doesn't get them, then I have this in reserve. So here we go. Yeah, that takes care of that. So, and I'm going to gain so much XP from doing this right now that I shouldn't have to worry about the level scaling after this. So, that's fine. Oh, that sucks. But Shock and Grand Train should make short work of this fight. And normally you got to remember what elements these things are strong against, and I can't ever remember that. So what I do is I just cast my strongest elemental spell, and then whichever one heals, I don't cast it on that character again. See, they're already starting to pop. This acid rain might hurt me though. That wasn't too bad. I thought these things had pretty similar hit points. I guess not. Okay. Well, I mean, I got a Grand Train coming. Glad he cast it before that seizure killed Edgar. There we go. I hate that thing. I'm going to get a free heal here. When you beat the first boss and you get knocked off to the second boss, your characters all get healed for free. So that's that's good. Oh, and it's something easy. Ultros 1. I don't even want to waste my MP. Just, yeah. We're just going to kill him with Shadow. Yeah, that was, yeah. So I am still going to go looting, I guess. I'm going to check chests. Magi Master showed me why it's a problem that I don't have much in the way of elemental protection. Okay. So we're going to safety save in the backup slot. Ramu. So let's see. He has not done with Bismarck yet. HP plus 50. So what we're going to do is we are going to give that to Edgar, and he's going to keep that. Because I have an offering, and what I want to do is build up his ability to fight. And if I get an Atma weapon or a Valiant knife, then that's what Edgar's going to do. So we'll see. It would have been nice to have those before I fought the tentacles. If you have a haste from a piece of equipment, the tentacles can't slow you, and then they can't grab you. Although they weren't able to grab me in that fight, so that's good. Alright, here we go. Nope, that's that is just a save point, which I don't care about. Don't need to go back down there. Oh, another Ultros. This is Ultros 2. That's kind of funny. Again, I don't even want to waste Strago's NP. I think he's got enough now that it don't matter, but, well, here, suck a Grand Train, buddy. Yep, that takes care of him. Alright, more Magicite. I am cooking on Magicite tonight. HP plus 100. Okay. Sorry, Edgar, you just got kicked off of Ramu. I almost want to throw the HP plus 50 on Shadow, just for safety's sake. In fact, I'm going to do that because these Espers don't have spells that I'm worried about learning. I mean, there's nothing... It's not like I have Cure 3 or a Tier 3 Elemental spell. It's just, you know, generic slop that I'm probably not going to cast. So with the HP plus 100 on Edgar and the HP plus 50 on Shadow, both of those characters are going to start to develop in ways that will make them useful as Atma Weapon or VK users. Again, I have to find an Atma or VK, which may not happen, but in my opinion, it's a good idea to commit your characters to a physical or magic build. You're almost always going to find a way to make it work. In the worst case scenario where you don't, you're still going to be able to beat Final Kefka with what you have. You might have to finagle it a bit. You know, and like, oh, that was annoying. He won't gain XP for that, but okay. I didn't have to cast with Strago, so I can save his NP. I do have a boss coming up here. I should put those running shoes on Shadow, shouldn't I? That way he can deploy that free... It's a free AoE that only gets better as he gets better. So I want to be using that as much as possible because that's going to save all of my resources. So we're gonna running shoes this guy. We're gonna pod bracelet this guy, and we'll Moogle charm this guy. There we go. That ought to. And with that pod bracelet on Edgar and the plus HP 100, his HP should skyrocket, and he's also going to be a little tanky. Okay, Atma, that's fine. Grand Train's going to fry him, and Shock will fry him, and he's actually going to be weak to Edgar's fire too, so great, wonderful. I should really think about shuttling that Flame Shield over to Strago. I don't need Fire 2 on Strago so much, but what I do want is Flame Protection more broadly available. So, if I had the Flame Shield on Strago, that attack just now would have done 0 to Edgar and it would have healed Strago. And that's much better than one person healing and 2 people taking damage. Okay. It's actually got a lot of hit points. That's that scaling starting to get up there. Now, I hope this is a character, otherwise I've done a lot of checks without pulling a character. No, it's not a character. That that sucks. Because now I have to think about Burning House, Magi Master in Edgar's check, or Kefka at Narsh with only 3 characters. I'm going to go check the throne in Figaro Castle. Normally, I don't like to do this until after the engine room, But if I can avoid that Magimaster confrontation, that's what I'm going to do. Now, I am getting stronger, and I am getting to the point where there's a good chance I could beat Magimaster. But what it really comes down to is I did wipe on him, and I'd prefer not to repeat that experience again. Alright. I can do a little shopping here, too, because Edgar gets discounts. That is not a character. That is another piece of magicite. We are at 8 espers found. And again, I only need 9 to finish. But I have found no characters. And I need 6 characters to finish. That's crazy. I haven't had character drought like this in a while. I got life 2. That's good. And there's Merton. That's really good. I am going to want to think about spreading Merton around if I get some more flame protection. We're going to do that for now. Okay, so since that was not a character, I really think I'm going to do Burning House. I know I was saying I was going to avoid it at all costs, but there are grind fights there, so I'm going to get to level up some more. Maybe a little more jump on scaling, and you get some of those. And hopefully it's a character. I'm 46 minutes in now. It's no. Hey, Mega Elixirs for sale and they're half off. That's that's good to know. Now, at least I'm X-Others for sale and they're half off. At least I have all of my items now. So he's got that darkness. Okay. But yeah, looks like Burning House because I don't want to have to deal with Magimaster yet, and I don't want to do Kefget Narsh with only 2 people. Even worse would be to run up to Kefget Narsh and have it not be a character. Oh, that would stink. So we've done every one of Shadow's checks and not found a character. We've done 2 out of the 3 Strago checks and not found a character. And I've done 1 out of Edgar's 3 checks and not found a character. So I'm getting a little beat up right now. I want to grab free healing on my boat before I go into town. So yeah, check shops. Hopefully there's something good in there. And then we're going to head into Burning House. And I'm going to hate life. But you got to do what you got to do. Okay, here we go. Let me get my save in. All right, let's see what we got for shops. There's my Atma weapon. Okay, that's great because Edgar's already gaining a lot of hit points. So I need to get one of those. I hope I have enough junk to sell. And remember, I already have an offering. I already have an offering. I have 2 characters that are increasing their hit points. So I'm going to get... Oh, see, now... I should have checked who can equip it first because Shadow can't equip it. That's okay. I'm sure having a second Atma weapon will come in handy at some point. We're going to take the pod bracelet off. We're going to put that offering on. He's only at 1,400 hit points, so I don't think the Atma weapon is going to be amazing yet. But it's definitely gonna... Okay. I can probably put that red cap on Strago, but I am out of items to sell. So we're going to want to check the shop again when I'm done with Burning House. See if I can get those Regal Crowns. And I do need sleeping bags, but we're gonna... I don't need sleeping bags in Burning House. There's no save point in there. The items... You can only get the items here once. I always forget that. Gold hairpins for sale. Economizer. That's going to be a nice upgrade for the gold hairpin. So, World of Balance the Mazza. I guess those wipes were worth it. I never would have come here if I hadn't decided I have to do Burning House. And this was the place that had my endgame weapons in it. So, it's a good thing we stopped here. Alright, let's go. I'm thinking that since he's going to get 4 swings, he's still going to be... Oh, Jesus, these guys suck. Since he gets 4 swings, he's still going to do decently. We'll see. Dark Force is about as bad as it could be in terms of the enemies in here. I think between Grand Train and... well, that's not so bad. That's respectable. Especially since he gets 4 swings. If I didn't have that offering, it wouldn't be great yet. But that should be outputting more damage than Fire 2. Which I did have him up to about 1700 in Fire 2. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Scare me with the Dark Force and then throw these chumps at me. I can live with that. Okay. It's too bad that Shadow can't use that Atma weapon. His HP is going to be really high, too. Okay. Oh, he's doing roulette. That's going to condemn him. Yeah. But he got his shock off, so that's okay. I got to res him. I know you can dodge these guys, and I've watched better players than me do it. That's not me, unfortunately. Okay. Good. Yeah, I hate those things. What a pain in the butt. And I didn't get my Phoenix Downs purchased either, which means that I could potentially run out of them. Normally I like to loot in here. I mean, since I'm here anyway, I might as well do something. But I am not... we're getting out as fast as possible. This is no bueno. Dark Forces in the Burning House. That's fine, because he's gonna kill... That's fine. Edgar will kill them before those countdowns finish. Thank you, Edgar. Thank you very much, sir. Boy. Okay. You know, it would be nice to fight that Rhodox and that Grease Monkey again. Can I have another one of those fights, please? I don't... This is just making me bite my nails here. Well, Edgar's swinging. Yeah. Good. You can cast roulette after Edgar starts... Oh, shit. Oots. Golly gosh darn gee whiz. That's fine. That's fine. What can I do? I can Whirlwind, huh? I should have done that before I killed that thing. Take my grind fights there. No. No, shit. Nope. Nope. Hold on. Don't even think about using your crap on me till I get my commands off. This is just... I said I didn't want to come here. The only saving grace is I know whatever's at the top of this damn place, it's not going to be Magimaster. Let's get some heals done dropped on Shadow before I even talked to this guy. X potion. And let's, what do I got as far as ethers and such go? Ether. Yeah, let's get, okay. I don't know what this is, but it can't be worse than what I just went through. Tritalk. Well, Edgar's got Fire 2. Shock probably damages it. And I guess we're going to find out if Grand Train damages it. Edgar's got that Fire 2. That's fine. The only time this guy's a problem is if you don't actually have any attacks that can damage him. And then you can't die anyway. You just get screwed into having to reset. Good. Okay. That takes care of that problem. There's no way it's a character. Not after going through that nightmare. The game will not be that generous. See? Dead check. Dead check. What did I say? That means my progression is gated through Magimaster, which is not a character, but I'm going to have to go down to the ancient castle. Well, I haven't checked Kefka at Narsh yet. I don't have Berserk. I have questionable elemental protection. I think the thing to do, all three characters are coming along nicely, but I think the thing to do is bench Edgar and take Shadow and Strago, because Shadow's going to get that free AoE from Shock, and Strago's got my lures. What a seed. What a seed. Oh, worlds collide. You never fail to disappoint me. Making sure, after I started my stream and said, I'm going to do a Strago's Rod. They're pretty easy. Making sure that I have to do every miserable thing there is to do in this game. Kefka at Narsh with 2 characters. Battling Magimaster. Well, Sabin's living in the mines, so if I find Umaro, at least I can get Sabin. Now, if this is not a character, I am going to abort this. I'm not going to waste my time on this check if I'm not getting a character out of it. And what really sucks about this is if I get Mog, I'm going to have to run back up here. That's not a character. We're not doing this. Did I save after Burning House? Before I reset, I'm going to take a look. 48. Yeah, we saved. We saved. So, yeah, my progress is gated behind Magimaster. I have to kill Magimaster, and then I have to do the Ancient Castle. And that's where my first character is going to be. So I am at 58 minutes in. I have done 10 checks, and I have received no characters. And the character is going to be in the Ancient Castle. That really stinks. I do have a lot more hit points now. So hopefully this goes better than it did before. Okay. What am I doing? Oh, I'm on the wrong side of the mountains. Whoops. All right. Round 2 with Magimaster. Now, I moved that flame shield over, so I have the flame shield on Setzer, Strago, and I have the red jacket on Edgar. That's going to nullify some of Magimaster's damage. I don't have much in the way of resistance on Shadow. I ought to be able to pound him pretty hard. I can hit him with Atma Weapon. I can hit him with Shock, and I can hit him with Grand Train, and all three of those things should do good damage to him, but I don't have Berserk. I don't have a great way of healing. I think I have that Mega Elixir. And I don't have a great way of defending against all the crap he can do. And since I've done a lot more checks since the first time I was down here, his level will be higher. So the scaling comes into play now. This is just a very unfortunate set of circumstances. Did I find that EXP egg last time? I totally blanked on that. That is something that I would like to have. And in fact, I would prefer that on my guy with the Atma weapon and plus 100% HP to having running shoes on the guy with shock. Okay, here we go. We'll see. I'm going to be totally honest. There's nothing to do if I can't beat this now. If I cannot do this now, I am not going to continually reset it in an attempt to defeat it. I'm not going to go grinding in an attempt to defeat it. So this battle is my make or break moment for this seed. If I can survive it and win, we're going to carry on. If I can't, that's going to be the game. So here we go. I've done 9k to him. And Edgar's taking his shot. And he is doing considerable damage now. So I'm pouring out the damage. And unlike last time, he's not spamming me as badly. Percentage-wise, that took off less of my health than he was able to do before. So that's good. Alright, he's dead. So all that leveling to train up to be able to beat him paid off. And it also means I have to keep playing the seed. Shucks. Alright, Ragnarok. And unfortunately, only the person that is using my Atma weapon can use Ragnarok. But we're going to keep that in our back pocket because there is a character in the very near future for us. Alright. Now again, I'm not doing monsters in the box. I know there's an offering down there. Well, here's a thought. I can purchase Atma weapons. If I get a second offering, I can have 2 people quad hitting with Atma weapon. That is potentially appealing. Because even though what did I do? That was stupid of me. Even though I have plus 10 magic, it's a Strago's Rod Seed, and those Espers don't teach good magic. So, if I get a character that can equip the Atma weapon, and I get the offering, and I put my HP plus 50 Esper on him that I already have, I can potentially have a second character. But here's the problem with this plan. The monsters in the box are shuffled. So there's no guarantee Katana Souls down here. Which means if I decide to go monster in a box hunting, I could be... yeah. So... I'm not going to count on offering. I'm going to make an executive decision. See, I put that HP plus 100 on Edgar with that experience egg, and he's already just taken off with it. He's just running with it. So this Atma weapon offering combo is going to pay off for me. Unfortunately, I've done most of my character building already. Like, you really only need to get these guys into their 40s, late 30s, early 40s, and you're gonna have enough stuff to beat Kefka. So whoever I get as my 4th character is gonna come so late that I'm not gonna have a lot of opportunity to develop them. But I mean, if I had to go fight Kefka with these 3 right now, I'd feel alright about it. Red cap's good. I think I still got Edgar in a leather hat. I was going to buy those regal crowns and I never did. We're going to grab the character, and then we're going to... Okay, it's Cyan. That's good, because I can go do Cyan's checks. I don't suppose he's got sword tech. There's no way I'd be that lucky. Sketch. Wow. Very cool, Cyan. Well, yeah, okay. Although, if he can use the Atma weapon, which is a possibility with Cyan, that might not be so bad. But at the moment, he can't do anything, because I didn't give him any equipment. I didn't do anything with him. I should have at least equipped an Esper on him. Well, what's done is done. The dragon was easy enough. That is going to bump scaling, but I'm no longer worried about scaling. Magimaster's down. At this point, taking down dragons is going to get me good equipment, and I need some more good equipment, so that's fine. Behemoth suit, okay. He can use the Ragnarok. That is potentially that's potentially very good that he can use that Ragnarok. So let's see what we can do. We're going to put the gauntlet on him. I don't have a good shield for him. This is going to lower his defense, but at this point I'm looking for something to help me through the battles I'm facing now. And I'm going to get some mileage out of a Gauntlet Ragnarok. That is not what I'm going to want to go to Final Kefka with. I'll want Ragnarok and the shield, or even better, 2 Ragnaroks and a Genji glove. But that'll get him started at least. Let's get some Espers going here. Yeah, you take that one. You, my friend, take... yeah, you should definitely learn Merton. You know what? Let's do this. You're going to get Strength +2. I don't know how many levels you're going to get. But with that Strength +2, that should increase the damage you can do with that Ragnarok you just picked up. So, alright, so we are... I want more items. I'm not happy with the equipment I have at all. I know I can buy some good final equipment, but I haven't found good armor to buy, unless you count those regal crowns. So I'm going to go to Zozo. And I'm going to go to Zozo because there's lots of chests, so I can hopefully find some better armor. And there's also a dragon, which I know will cough up good items. So here we go. Then after that, we'll do Dome of Dream. We'll get Dome of Dream knocked out. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to beat Magimaster early on, because the entire plan for taking care of early bosses was elemental rods. So I don't think there's any way you could do this seed all that fast. The bottom line is that progression was locked behind Magimaster, and you would have had to have something to overcome him at low level. So at 109, I mean, I know I'm not the fastest player. It's not like I'm some amazing speedrunner that just got a run of bad luck. But at 109, I don't feel bad about my time considering what the progression was locked through. I mean, that stinks, but you know, that's the way it rolls. All right, so you know, I mean, it's coming together. Shadow with that shock, Cyan with the Gauntlet Ragnarok and the Strength +2, and Edgar with his Atma weapon, and Strago with Lores. So even in the allegedly magic-heavy seed, with the plus 10 magic to all, 3 of my characters are still doing physical stuff. I don't know if shock counts as physical or magic. I have no idea how the damage formula on that works. But we'll just assume it's physical because Leo doesn't use magic. He's a man's man. Right? Right. Okay. And again, I specifically coming here because I'm still looking for treasures. So I am gonna fiddle a little bit and run around collecting items because I just, even one elemental shield at this point would just enhance my survivability so much. And God willing, I get 2, and then I can consider Merton strats, which would, be lovely, but I don't think that's going to happen. Thunder Shield, not what I asked for, but I will definitely take it. We're going to put that on Shadow in order to spread out my elemental resistance somewhat. So then at least 3 out of my 4 characters have some sort of elemental resistance. Okay, here we go. And the dragons are just not... They are not going to pose a threat now. My offense has never been an issue in the Seed. Even when I wiped to Magimaster, my offense was good. And that's not why I wiped. I wiped because I had no defenses. You see that? 3,500 with the Gauntleted Ragnarok. If he can gain some levels with that Strength plus 2 Esper equipped, he ought to be looking pretty good. Yeah, so that was nice. I didn't even get my shock off. Alright, here we go. Marvel shoes. Well, there's my filler relic. I'm gonna leave that pod bracelet on Cyan instead of the Marvel shoe. Well, that's stupid. The Marvel shoes do the same thing as a pod bracelet and a whole lot more. That's actually gonna offset the fact that he doesn't have a shield. So that's fine. I actually hate the gauntlet. The gauntlet's a terrible item. It's, hey, Setzer, so it was worthwhile to do this first. That's, before I think about doing Doma Dream, I'm actually going to run through Setzer's checks. His checks are so fast that I will easily be able to do them before I would be able to complete Doma Dream. It'll also give me an excuse to go to a town and check some shops. He has a command I don't care about. These guys are probably going to be my final 4. It would be pretty unlikely that the game could throw something at me that would make me want to switch at this point. Unless I came across like Realm with freaking Magitech and 70 magic naturally. But that's... I'm a beautiful dreamer there. Okay. So let's get up here and do a search the skies right quick. And Narapa's nothing. I'm using this like cheap knockoff SNES controller, and I really liked it at first, but I've only been using it a few days, and the A button is already sticking on it, so I don't think it was machined very well. It still seems to be responding correctly, it's just sticking. I need to upgrade to an 8-bit do and just call it good. I have one around here somewhere that I use for my phone. I need to get a USB one, so I don't have to worry about dropping signal. All right, let's see what Ragnarok has for me. Magi Power +1. So that's going to go on Strago. We're going to pump his Magi Power even higher. It's already at 59, but we ought to be able to get it up more than that. And that's only going to help us to try and get those quad 9s on the Grand Train. Alright, Ifrit. Unless Ifrit is HP +50, okay. Shadow has the other HP +50. Well, we're going to switch him over, just because it's different spells, so he can learn a couple more things to do, and he won't lose his bonus. Alright. Echo screen in the weapon shop. That Dragon Claw's not bad, but no one can use it except Strago. Behemoth suits. And Shadow can use it. That is going to be worth my while. It's a very good piece of armor. Sorry, Enhancer, but you've been... Scimitar's kinda... I'd rather have the money than the... Okay. And he actually had the Genji armor on, which I was able to purchase, was I not? So that's good. That actually improves my armor situation considerably. Definitely going to get some of those now that I have extra money. And... yeah, okay. Alright, we're going to run down into Daryl's tomb. I'm to the point now where I'm not too concerned about looting anymore. I think I can just go. See, I'm at 105 on my game clock, and I'm at 116 on my play clock on Twitch. So I've wasted 11 minutes on just non-essential crap. Every time I look at that disparity, I think that's where I could have improved. It's okay. Alright. So I'm probably going to screw this up by running through it, because I... And I don't need the monster in a box, so we're just going to run right up to the boss. I gotta go down here and hit the switch down here. Oh, it's so hard to walk past these chests, but... It took me so long to find my fourth character that... Okay. Now, I understand that Setzer built this place for Daryl after she died. But, oh, Mog. But why is it, and I know I can get Sabin with Mog. I don't know if that'll do anything. We'll find out. Why is it that this place doesn't exist in the world of balance? Like, everything else was released when the world was torn apart. But I guess it's just the idea is it was there in World of Balance, but since it wasn't relevant to you, it wasn't a place you could see and go to. I guess that's the only way that makes sense. I want to see what he does. Tools. Yeah, I'm not gonna... Alright, so we have unlocked Final Kefka. We are at 11 bosses defeated. So if I fight one boss quickly, then I can get my check cleared. That one boss is Doma Siege. If I run over to Doma Siege right now, and I beat that boss, I do not have to do Final Kefka. I can just blitz through the tower to the final boss. And that's going to save me a lot of time. So we're going to do that. I'm at 119. Remember, I was saying that I was averaging around 130 on this particular Coliseum seed, which I don't think is fast. I didn't watch any Strago matches, but I can't imagine it's fast. But that makes this seed just that much easier to get through than an Ultros League seed. Okay, here we go. And it's not a character. Honestly, I hope it's a dead check, because I just want the boss. That's good. That means I can fight her with my full party instead of worrying about running into her in the damn KT. Now, the only problem I can see with going into KT is that Cyan kind of sucks. I really haven't had time to develop him. I think if I send Cyan up the middle with one other character, I'll be okay. I don't think that Shadow is doing as much damage as Cyan. So Shadow and Cyan should be partnered. And then Edgar and Strago can probably handle their bosses on their own. So we're going to send Cyan and Shadow up the middle. It'll give Cyan the opportunity to get a couple other fights, maybe gain some more experience. Okay. Oh, that's cool. That's wonderful, because that can go on Strago, and I'm not even going to have to think about his MP now. I can just spam Grand Train. And that's all he's going to do is Grand Train, Grand Train, Grand Train. So 121.55, I am on my way to Final Kefka. Compared to the Ultros League seeds I've been doing, where it's been more like 221.55, where before I was on my way to Final Kefka, I'm pretty excited about that. It was a good call to run one of these to kind of build up my confidence a little bit here. Okay, so Cyan and Shadow and Edgar and Strago will each get a meat shield. Okay. So, let's get a Moogle Charm on you. Optimize. Oh, how about a Pod Bracelet? What's your command? Dance. That's probably what he's going to be doing. And he has one dance. That's probably what Setzer's going to get to do is dance. Hopefully I don't get anything too bad here. Otherwise it's going to... that's fine. Do I still have any of those ice rods? I use those up. Well, that's not going to do anything, but, you know, thanks for playing. Alright. Good. So one down. Goes my controller again. I think when I get off stream here, I'm going to hit Amazon and see about getting myself something better than what I'm using. It's too bad, too. I like the feel of it, but I just... Yeah, that's... It did not hold up. Alright. So we're already there. Who's got... You do. That's fine. That's... You keep that. Could be tricky. So normally I'm not worried about this guy because you focus fire on the middle. But the problem this time is that I sent my one character who can't focus fire because shock is AoE. Fortunately, I do have Cyan, who that's all he does is focus fire. Yeah, he's dead. That's fine. These guys do a lot of damage, so that's A-okay. Now look at that thing. It's just... I don't know what's wrong with it. Hold on. I'm gonna... There. I think it was actually my USB port that was giving me the problem. Uh-huh. No, it wasn't my USB port, because it's happening again. So it's definitely the controller. That stinks. Come on, buddy. Hold out for me. Alright, so both the bosses down the middle are down. That's where I was worried. Now I have Golem. I have Calmness Protection. I have... pretty sure I have Odin. I think I have Odin already. I don't know. I'll find out when I get up there. Okay, this is driving me up the wall. And this is surely going to short-circuit the seed. Hold on. We are taking a very brief intermission here at 1:27:22. I'm going to put my test pattern up. Standing by. Everyone, standing by. Alright, my apologies for that. I believe that I have solved my controller situation, at least temporarily. So oop, wrong. Oh, give me a second here to get running again. You know, it's a good thing that this is just for fun and not a competitive attempt at playing this seed. Because I can only imagine stopping halfway through at the end of a timed seed and blocking out my screen would not go over well if someone was actually concerned about what's going on here. Okay. So test pattern off. I'm going to start up. I'm in. Okay, start the clock. Here we go. We are rolling. Oh, I need to at least get a Moogle charm on this guy. That's going to be very unfortunate if whatever I find up here isn't something that Strago can handle on his own. But, I mean, he can spam... Oh, well, never mind. Ultros 4. Oh, no. Whatever will I do? I think that would heal him. Oh, man. Just had to cast it once to get Master Chupon out. Here we go. Well, all I can say there is it did soak up some damage. Now that there's 2 targets. You know what sucks about this, though, is I kind of wanted Strago to get some more EXP because he has that Magipower +1 Esper. He didn't get to use it for very long. Oh, well. You think I should try doing something with Mog? I mean, no equipment, no. He's dead. He gave his life for the team. Thank you, Mog. I was playing, this morning, I was playing a Chaos Seed that had permadeath turned on. And I think Mog died in that, too. Since it was permadeath, I couldn't bring him back. Oh, there he goes. I was going to say, these guys are having a... Never did kill Ultros 4. I mean, you don't have to, so that's fine, but... Alright. Great. So here we go. Now, Strago can actually heal with Pearlwind, which is nice. Is that... I didn't even use any sleeping bags. Okay, so we gotta take a peek at our espers. I do not have Odin or Raiden, so I cannot do insta death on tier 1. I do have Golem, which is gonna let me do calmness protection, but I don't want Sets or Strago doing that. I want one of the other guys doing that. I need Edgar constantly swinging. Shadow is most likely to end up as the utility guy. Shock is not keeping up with everyone else, unfortunately. And he doesn't have a whole lot else that he can do. So he's going to pop Shock off in between... Oh, I can't... Yeah. He's going to pop Shock off in between... Okay, Come on, man. In between doing other things I need him to do. So, whatever. There. There's my save point. Get yourself some heals, my guy. Let's get... drop that there. So, Shadow will be utility guy. I am not going to put Shadow in slot 4. I know that's where utility guy usually goes. But the reason I'm not putting him in slot 4 is he doesn't actually have any healing spells. I am going to put Strago in slot 4 because he's got Whirlwind. And as crazy as it is, Whirlwind is my heal. So here we go. 131.59. I touched the tiles. That is much, much better than the times I've been posting in Ultros League. I will take that. Alright, here we go. Final Kefka fight. This is going to be an interesting one for me because I'm a little weaker than I normally like to be, but just the combination of stuff I got was not very good. I hate to say this, but it's very, very late where I live. If I don't pull this off, if I wipe... I am not going to soldier on. I am going to have to wrap it up after my first go, one way or the other. So, here we go. Let's see. No death. So I'm going to have to DPS down Tier 1 and Tier 2 the old-fashioned way. At Tier 1 I'm not too worried about. This is going to be pretty lackluster. And it did a lot of damage to me, and of course he hit the one guy that I need to heal with. Now that's nice. That's, if only I would have found Cyan earlier in the seed. That, being gated behind basically my last choice of check was very unfortunate. And my damage output is not what I would like. But, you know, that's okay. Now I could, if I need to, basically I can just spam Whirlwind infinitely. It only costs me 1 MP thanks to that economizer. And it should keep me alive. Yeah, that did pretty good. Whirlwind heals based on the character who's casting at current health. So, if my healer has low HP, it's going to suck. And if he has high HP, it's going to be decent. So I'm going to play this a little safe, because I would actually like to finish this. And I'm going to, instead of queuing up those grand trains, which the problem with that grand train is the damage is dividing between all the targets. So instead of queuing those up, I'm going to queue up Whirlwinds. I'm going to use Strago to keep everyone else standing. And then my other 3 guys are just going to spam their melee attacks. You see, I didn't need that death for Tier 1 because of the amount of DPS I was putting out, so that's fine. Okay, so here goes my Whirlwind. That stinks. But I do have green cherries. Damaging Shadow is fine because Whirlwind is going to fire off. And see, it did more that time because it's based on his max health. Now, if I wait trick with Strago and only drop a heal on him when I need to, that oughta... That's fine, he healed Strago. So, whatever. If you heal Strago, you make my heals stronger. Thank you. Alright, so... we're gonna wait trick with Strago. Alright, that's a Whirlwind right there. He was a really bad shadow in the end. That I wasn't able to keep pace with Shock. I didn't find good equipment for him. I'm gonna have to remember that next time I get a Shock character. I only ever use it as a gimmick. Like, there was a seed going around for a while that was like the General Leo seed or whatever. Oh, that's bad. I didn't know he could do that. Or I guess I should say I couldn't remember he could do that. Alright, that could make this go sideways, because he has a really powerful weapon. Well, that was a good decision on your part, sir. Thank you. Now, if only 10 hits would just only target Cyan, that would be ideal. Alright, here goes Revivify. And then Whirlwind. Good. Alright, so we've recovered from that. And that was the only... Let's slow it down. We want another Whirlwind. We're going to wait trick. Okay. That's going to severely weaken Whirlwind. Alright, that's... Three Mega Elixirs. Drop the Mega Elixir here. It gets everyone back to full. I've got 2 of them down, so I can continue my DPSing. That was a little tense. That was a little tense. Alright, third part down. That drops him, that's bad, because I just got a 4 times Atma queued up. Did not drop him. That's where the weakness of Whirlwind becomes especially apparent. This might be this death counter, though. It was. Ah, man. I hate Tier 2. Tier 2 is by far the most nerve-wracking part of this battle. Boy. Okay. So we're gonna... I do not... That could kill me. No. I'm gonna burn my second Mega Elixir here. I don't want to, Okay. Yeah, that... What, yeah, that's not gonna do anything because she, just this whole situation... Do I have a regular elixir? I do. This whole situation's becoming very unfortunate. I gotta kill girl, but I want to do so in a way that she won't... That's gonna heal her, I think. No, it didn't. He has to... There. Now. That's fine. Although he is my... But I have the means with which to bring him up. I do not want to DPS until I am healed. Because once this guy... That's... Christ. Okay, that could have been a lot worse than it was. Once this guy starts with Meteo, I could be screwed. So we got to take this thing slow. That Condemned is proving to be quite problematic. I was going to say, I don't even want to... I gotta start the DPS cycle on him, though. Otherwise, he's just going to keep spamming Condemned, and I'm not going to get anywhere. Who has Golem? Shadow. Okay. Now, Pearl Wind, Golem will be up. I gotta start focus firing this guy. We're gonna get a life 2 on Edgar once he dies. Which fortunately is gonna come after the Atma weapon swing. Hopefully I didn't get him into Meteo phase. I'd really like to drop him into Meteo phase and have it be Edgar that's hitting him. There's Meteo. He can usually get it off twice. Okay. If I can get... There's Calmness. So we survived it. Okay. Final Kefka is going to be much less stressful. All I really need to do is burn this guy down. I have 4 times Atma. I have the Gauntlet Ragnarok. I can heal with Strago. I do have a Mega Elixir in case he nails me with Fallen One. I'm not concerned about Goner. Goner spreads damage out. It's really not that big of a threat. What I am concerned about is an Ultima counter. That's a little more RNG. It's hard to predict. I have to burn him down with DPS, and I can't predict if he's going to be able to get that Ultima off or not. I fought him before and he didn't get it off. I fought him before and he did. So it's, you know, that's where it's going to get risky. But we're gonna go. DPS. Does this dude have any utility at all? Fire 3. I think that's going to do more than shock. We're going to drop it and see. And keep up on my... There's Fallen One. I have to Mega Elixir now with Cyan. I can't risk it. Unfortunately, Cyan's third turn. Kefka might get to do something before that goes off. Once that Mega Elixir goes off, I can swing with Edgar. There's Edgar. We're going to Phoenix down Shadow because it's a body for Goner. That's fine. Cyan doesn't need HP. Here's Goner. I might get a Whirlwind off before Goner triggers. If I do, that's good, because then I'll easily be able to tank Goner. That's it. I got him. I got him before he got Goner off. 148.02. So I was able to clear it in 148.02. Now, I've been turning in times of between 2:15 and 2:25 for those Umaro seeds. So I was looking for a sub 2 hour time. Now, granted, it's not the competitive. It's not the competitive seed that I signed up for, and I'm gonna have to figure out how to do. But it's nice to be able to get through one of these in under 2 hours. This was also a lot more seat of my pants for fighting Kefka than I'm used to. If you've seen some of my other playthroughs, by the time I get to Kefka, I'm so powerful that he's just a joke. And I struggled with Tier 2 and Tier 3 here. I didn't have a whole bunch of extra weapons like I normally do. I wasn't confident in my defense. It was a good fight. It was. I had to think about what I was doing. I had to anticipate his attacks. So I think this was a good run. If you stopped by and you caught this, I really appreciate it. If you caught this on VOD, I'm glad you watched it. I hope you were entertained. Obviously, I am not as skilled a player as a lot of the people in the community, but I do enjoy playing the game very much. I aim to continue playing the game, and it's fairly inevitable that through continued play I will get better. It is getting quite late for me. I said this an hour ago. But if I wipe, I got to be done. And I did not wipe, but I'm done with the seed. And now I got to be done. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. Hope you find something else on Twitch that is entertaining to watch. You have a great night.